Welcome to the Battletoads Retrospective, a video series that aims to recap every game in this toadtastic franchise, leading up to the latest release on Xbox One on August 20th. Join us as we hop from console to console, covering the evolution of Battletoads as they move from the living room to the arcade, from the Game Boy to the Game Gear, and from the Amiga to the Mega Drive. This time we're checking out the first proper sequel to Battletoads, and the first Battletoads game to be released on the Game Boy, with Battletoads GB. Despite sharing a name and box art with the original Battletoads for the Nintendo Entertainment System, this adventure was an entirely unique game made specifically for the Game Boy hardware. So here's what's happening this time. After a defeat from the Battletoads in the previous adventure, the evil Dark Queen retreats into the cosmos with her tail between her legs. After a bit of celebration, the Toads decide to hit up the Las Vegas Leisure Station for a party. But unfortunately, the Dark Queen has tracked them down, masquerading as a dancer to gain the element of surprise. Faster than you can say Thalian Thorax, the Dark Queen blindsides Rash and Pimple and takes them captive, leaving a dazed Zitz to come to the rescue. You'll start your adventure on the planet Armageddon, where you'll encounter new enemies like Grogs, Rat Zaps, and Clubbas. Reach the end of this strange new world, and you'll come face to face with General Slaughter, who we first met in the Rat Race stage on the Gargantua. In an innovative move, Battletoads GB features the health of any boss you face, so you'll be able to totally gauge the power of your attacks. Give General Slaughter a dishonorable discharge, and you'll progress to the next level. Zitz will need to pilot his ship through a speed chasm in this shoot-'em-up style stage. Once you pass the second checkpoint, you'll enter a stage that takes some pretty righteous inspiration from Volkmeyer's Inferno. Ah, memories. I'm getting nostalgic just thinking about snapping a controller in two. Once you're able to fly through the rest of the chasm, you'll encounter the Rat Rocket. There are two stages to this fight, so keep blasting until you demolish the cone of the ship, and then blast this giblet out of the sky. The Darkling's domain is next. You'll need to leap and even vine swing across to the floating platforms as you clear the way. Finish off the Darkling when you reach the end, and you'll move on to the swamps of Armageddon. Once you start skimming across the murky bog on jet ski, you'll be instantly reminded of Surf City, especially when you have to navigate around the logs and whirlpools in your path. But at least Surf City didn't have the wicked worm. You'll need to pursue this oversized sea serpent and use your jet ski to give it a massive headache. Unfortunately for Zitz, he finds himself swallowed whole, which means you'll have to take out this worm from the inside. To make matters worse, you'll have to share these cramped quarters with brain damage, a cerebral boulder-like bit of gray matter that rolls after Zitz. If you've dominated the Terra Tubes from the original Battletoads title, you'll be familiar with a similar premise against the Crazy Cogs. Once you manage to drain the main brain's bar and escape, you'll move on to the descent to Big Blag's hideout. This vertical shaft takes some serious inspiration from the Wookiee hole, though it innovates with some new obstacles of its own. In this game, you'll find that the center of the chasm is filled with spiked platforms, and they can be a real pain in the butt. You'll also have to thread the needle through the spikes along the walls, which makes this bit of spelunking extra tense. Unlike the Wookiee hole, this pit isn't bottomless, so once you finish your descent, you'll come face to face with the Big Blag. While the Toads had previously trounced this return rodent back in Surf City, it looks like he just can't take a hint. The Big Blag will still try to throw his weight around though, so wait until he's closer to the ground and then give him a proper workout. This next stage will send you to pieces. Zitz will need to leapfrog across each platform while avoiding the swinging axes that rotate around the central poles. The axes will swing at varying speeds, which makes timing your jumps a total cut-up. Reach the end and you'll encounter the leader of the Dark Queen's Legion, General Vermin. This ranked rat would appear in later Battletoads titles, but his first shot at proper stardom was on the Game Boy. Once we've dismissed the General, we're on to the final stretch with a jetpack ascent to Robo Manus. If you're familiar with the Amiga version of Battletoads, you'll likely draw similarities with the backpacking stage. The innovation goes entirely to Battletoads GB though, as it was the first game in the series to feature the Toads rocketing up through a vertical climb. Hit the top and you'll be ready to rock with the ultimate fight against Robo-Manus. While we had previously encountered this bad dude in the Intruder Excluder, he's returned with a pair of arm-mounted cannons. You'll need to focus on the arms on his arms before turning your attention to his ugly mug. With the Battletoads reunited, the Dark Queen bails once again, but not before making another thinly veiled threat of a return. Unfortunately for the Battletoads, that would come sooner rather than later. For the first portable game in the series, Battletoads GB was a commendable effort. While you might prefer Battletoads in Ragnarok's world for its faithful interpretation of the first adventure, the first proper sequel with Battletoads GB is still definitely worth checking out. That about covers it for this segment of the Retrospective. Join us next time as we take a look at the crossover adventure that made the ultimate team with Battletoads and Double Dragon. Catch you later, dudes!